Aries, what if I told you that on August 28th, you are reaching the end of a story that you have been living for the last 23 years? A story about karmic contracts, life lessons, trusting yourself when things got freaking hard. Aries, at the end of August, the Pisces lunar eclipse in your 12th house is showing you that you have made it through the upheaval, the uncertainty, the hard lessons, and yes, the unexpected turns and shenanigans. And now, the lunar eclipse in Pisces is bringing a final message for you. The truth at the end of it all, and as we know, the truth sets you free. So before we get into the tarot, let's just talk about the backstory a tiny bit, because this story, your story, goes all the way back to 2003, when the Pisces area of your chart was besieged by one astrology transit after another. 2003, Uranus, upheaval. 2011, Neptune, bringing the fog. 2023, Saturn brought hard lessons when it was in Pisces. And in 2025, the North Node in Pisces started bringing some redirection. But through it all, you, Aries, decided what to do with the energies. You made the choices, you lived the story, you wrote the book. And now, the end of August, we have Mercury in Virgo opposite this eclipsed Pisces moon. Information, the final details of this very long, 23-year-long story. So let's turn to the final page with the tarot. After everything that you have lived through, learned, and chosen over the last 23 years, what is the truth being revealed at the end of this era? Let's find out. All right, we are diving in with a 9-card spread this time. Let's see. The truth at the end of it all. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, August 28th. Aries. Let us see. And I shuffle beforehand before I turn on the camera, so don't worry. Okay. All right. We have the 9 of Wands. Well, yes, it was quite hard, wasn't it? We have the 9 of Swords. Okay, so the last 9 months to 9 years since 2003 may have been the worst for you of this transit, of all this energy in Pisces, as I explained. Let me know in the comments if that's true. For another number 9, look at this, 9 of Coins. 999. Okay. King of Cups energy. So there was definitely a very heavy emotional burden and a physical burden and a mental burden that you were going through. I mean, it's right here. We will dig into the nitty-gritty. Let's just get all our cards out. Knight of Coins in your heart. I mean, that's the thing. This card in your heart, like this very stubborn Taurus energy, this Knight of Coins, you were just like determined. You hung in there despite these 9 years of absolute insanity. Page of Swords. All right. Ace of Wands. There's your energy coming on, back online. Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're not taking any shenanigans from anybody. And the Tower. Okay. How befitting, right? We have to have a last hurrah. And then at the bottom, we have more Virgo, another number 9, and the Hermit. Aries, let me know the significance of the number 9 for you. Okay. Now, if we're just talking about 9 in astrology, the 9th house, as an example, is the house of expansion and growth. So you could have been feeling, with all this activity in your 12th house, in Pisces, of the behind the scenes, of the karmic contracts, of, wrapping things up rather than moving forward. You could have felt, yes, that your forward progress was held back in some way, that you have been through some heavy spiritual lessons with these transits since 2003. But you are coming out the other side. I mean, we got the Virgo showing up here. And also Mercury is in Virgo at this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. It is conjunct the sun. So this Mercury energy can help us put into perspective with this hermit, this whole history of things that have been going on. All right, so let's go through our story here and discuss. So we come into the reading with the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So you had to do this yourself. Like there was probably little, if any, help around you. I mean, you might have had help from a King of Cups. That's possible. So there could have been probably a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces male, or stronger male energy that was around you, that was trying to assist. But also, this King of Cups that's showing up here could have been the one causing the problems, also causing all of this Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords. But there is a journey here of standing on your own 2 feet and persevering despite, as I keep saying, very heavy burdens. But it taught you something valuable about your own independence, about your ability to take care of yourself during extremely tough and rough times. Let me know what you learned about yourself in the comments, Aries. There were maybe restless nights, times when you weren't sleeping. There could have been some physical challenges also with this Nine of Wands, or just, bone tired exhaustion. This could have also been you were working to build something for yourself. But again, you could have, with this Nine of Coins, maybe you're trying to build a business, or, build something else in your world, or build up your finances in some way. But things kept getting thrown off track because of the shenanigans that were going on. Okay, especially when we had Uranus going through Pisces, and also when we had, Saturn and Neptune both together in recent memory, the last couple of years. That was very, very difficult. But as I said, you have the Knight of Coins in your heart, which is that you dug in your heels, and your heart also didn't give up. Like, the Knight of Coins normally is the knight sitting there, like gazing at whatever he's holding in his hand here. There's something valuable. Like your heart held on to whatever this something valuable, this Nine of Coins was for you. Maybe it still is for you. But you had to make tough choices. Here's the thing with the Page of Swords. And it could have been also that you, again, I'm getting this feeling of stopping and starting. Like you were trying to get new things underway, but again, with the Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, it just was very difficult to get traction. I almost feel like you had to keep kind of reaffirming your own mindset toward your independence and prosperity in some way. Like you had to keep just reminding yourself that this too shall pass. But it took a darn long time to pass, did it not? Yes, it did. Okay, so this King of Cups is interesting. The King of Cups, the Pisces energy is the energy we are talking about. So this was really swimming in very, very deep waters, deep emotional waters that, like I said, they didn't drag you under. I mean, that's the thing with these two energies here, but you were just about keeping your head above water, I think. And with particularly, like I said, maybe some deep emotional topics that were going on, or a person who has this energy in their chart, the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But you came through. You came through the other side, and this is the last hurrah with this energy. And I think, this Hermit here, there is something very profound about this energy. And you had a lot of help of ancestors, people from behind the scenes, wise energies, ascended masters. Like, I mean, you did have help. I just don't think that help was in this world. I think it was in the other world. And there is this, like I said, this journey toward this spiritual wisdom that you have come through. And I also think with the Page of Swords over this Hermit, well, the Page of Swords was over the Tower. But the Page of Swords with this Hermit, it is also very possible that you're going to make something creative, write about it, speak about your experiences from this particular time frame. Like you might make very good use of them in a communicative way. And I'm saying that also because we have this Queen of Swords that's showing up here on our bottom row and also our Tower. And coupled with our Hermit here, there may be something that comes up at this lunar eclipse that, yeah, could be a little unexpected and surprising. It's the Tower that's showing up here. But your response to it is very different than maybe what your response might have been when, 2003, when Uranus first entered Pisces and we had this long parade of energies go through Pisces. You are coming at it, whatever this Tower might be, you're coming at it from a very strong, steely-eyed, determined perspective. Okay, like you are not letting it emotionally throw you off course or get in your Aries, feisty fist-raising mode. You're just like, you know what? I'm going to deal with this and I'm going to deal with it my way. Ace of Wands. I'm going to deal with it in a way that supports my energy. I am not going to let my life force energy, because this is your energy, Ace of Wands. I am not going to let it get derailed by whatever this Tower might be that comes up right now. Let me know. Has this Tower come up yet? The eclipse is not until August 28th. It can come a few days before. It could have come up at the end of July. It could come up at the end of September. Sometimes eclipses work like that as well. And we do have, Libra energy showing up here. And we have a time marker also for your full moon, which happens at the end of September. So there could be maybe, just keep it in the back of your mind, maybe something that's coming up at the end of, at the end of September that, is correlated with this eclipse, this last hurrah. But ultimately, I think what's going on here with the Hermit is that you're maintaining your peace, your equilibrium, and your wisdom in whatever this particular thing is. And I think you're also not letting your energy get hijacked to whatever it is either. This Queen of Swords, she's tough. Like she will put up a very, very clear mental block or boundary that can be extremely protective. And so that could be going on here also because you are not letting yourself get dragged back into a karmic contract or war, and that's figuratively speaking, or dispute or drama. That's maybe just the better word, drama that has gone before. And it may not even be with the same people. It just could be the same situation dressed up in different clothes, as it were. But you recognize the energy of whatever this is, and you're saying, no more. I learned what it cost me, 9 of Wands, to have my energy, 9 of Swords, derailed by these type of situations. I had to really fight for my independence and freedom and maybe even protect my money. And I am not letting myself get dragged back. Aries, affirm that for me in the comments, that you're not going to let yourself get dragged back into some drama that puts you back to square one with the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. And of course, Aries, when one era ends, naturally you start wondering, well, what comes next? And if you want to understand the astrology of what's unfolding next in your life, my personalized stellar spotlight reading is on sale through August 31st. You tell me what's going on in your life. I look at your birth chart and the astrology ahead and give you a 33-minute recorded reading to help you understand the energies and decide how you want to use them. If that interests you, you will find the link below. Aries, thank you so much for joining me today. Please share your story in the comments. What went on for you since 2003 with this Pisces energy? We would all love to hear. Thank you again for joining me. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.